week edition of the program from the Pre News. It's right here on the biggest part on your FM band, Freedom 87.9. And it's good to be here this morning. And I want to say we are grateful to the Almighty God for affording us another opportunity to be alive today. It's not by the fat bank account we have. It's not because of the old cars and stuff we drive and all of that. It's
Yeah.
because of His grace and mercy. That's why we are up this morning, and we just want to pay Him back with gratitude. So we say we are so grateful to the Almighty God for allowing us to see this beautiful and lovely Wednesday in the nation's capital, Monrovia. Good morning to you, Esther.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Liberia. I hope you guys are doing okay.
God's good morning.
Good morning, Wendell, Esther, and Liberia. I hope you guys are good as well.
Yes, we are. All
That's
right,
good.
so that's it. How was your night, my brother? How's your night, and how's the morning starting with you?
It's starting good. Same old, just long days. I coach soccer also, so I'm getting home later and later, but I'm doing good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, let's use this time to say a pleasant good morning to His Excellency Riccardo Melassi, Ambassador at Large, Italy, for the Republic of Liberia. And I want to say a pleasant good morning to you, His Excellency Riccardo Melassi, Ambassador at Large, Italy.
My man, I
And
will
we,
say good morning to my president too then.
yes, let's
Go
President
use.
George
ahead.
Emmanuel Weah.
Sure.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
I also want to join you to say a pleasant good morning to the peace-loving people of Liberia and to our darling president, His Excellency George Manawia. Foke Kunondirade, Bakube Tapewia. Good
Mhm.
morning to you, Esther.
No, Tanu. Don't forget Tanu.
Oh, Tano. Yeah, that's the name that was given to him when he went to Lofa. Tano. Yeah, so that's it. All right, this morning, folks, we got a couple of dailies here we're going to be sharing with you and Gus, Esther, and I. So we're going to start up this morning from my end. And on my desk this morning, I have the front page Africa newspaper, the Independent Inquirer. The newspaper is also here, the Heritage, that's the authoritative Heritage, and the Inquirer newspaper. Esther, what do you have for us this morning?
This morning, I have the Women Voices newspaper, I have the Analyst newspaper, the In Profile Daily newspaper, and the Hot Pepper newspaper.
Okay, so I'm going to take the lead, like I said this morning, with the front page Africa newspaper. And let's bring you some of the top stories. Indian business in power theft. Oh, wow. Police arrest Naresh brother manager on allegation of stealing electricity.
Hmm.
Yeah, we need to come down high on this power theft thing, because government need to generate a lot of revenue from the power the LEC. So people who are involved with power theft, they need to stop because when you are caught, you're gonna face in the law. So Indian business in power theft, police arrest Naresh brother manager on allegation of stealing electricity. And another story here says attempts to compromise corruption. Bapolo citizens raise red flag, demand prosecution of county health officer. Others amid allegation of misappropriating health project fund. And another story says empowering widows and teachers and marketers. Dr. Cassell gave you that's 2 million Liberian dollars for the upliftment of the less fortunate in Magibi County. And let's get to some of the leading stories here on the front page of the front page Africa. Heads of the collaborating political parties meet to strategize ahead of upcoming by elections, sharing the slots. ANC has informed the leadership of the CPP that it can field a candidate that can deliver Nima County District number 1, all right, to the CPP, while the UP and the ALP have to choose between two candidates for Bone County and Bomi County. There will be selection of a candidate between the two candidates. that will be proffered by the UP and the LP. And the big story on the front page this morning, several employees of the Liberian embassy in Washington expressed disenchantment over sudden dismissal and removal from payroll without severance. Unfair labor practice in Washington is the question being asked. Unfair labor practice in Washington. Tuesday, September 7 will mark 52 days since we got our last paycheck, and will also mark the commencement of delinquent letters from landlords and debtors, the aggrieved, dismissed employees of the Liberian Embassy, Washington. All right, so that's the story there. The story here says the front page. Let's take you to the back page. On the back page, President Weah praises Lone Star performance, says hard work and determination always pays off. And that's the chief patron of sports of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Weah. But let's get to the Inquirer newspaper is going to be my next presentation this morning. And let's get to the Inquirer this morning. The front page here before me. Dr. Cassell vows sustained changes when elected, storms Kakata. All right, we see jubilant crowd here welcoming the People's Liberation Party political leader. And another story says government deploys police at Ganta border as Guinea opens borders. The government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Justice, has deployed armed police to protect its border in Ganta to prevent illegal entry in the wake of the military takeover in the Republic of Guinea. And we take more stories here. Nimot releases 7 citizens' perception report, makes recommendations on improving governance. The executive director for Nimot Partners for Democratic Development, Eddie Jawolo, has recommended that the executive branch invest in training and strengthening the capacity of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency to reduce the illicit drugs abuse in Liberia, releasing its 7th Citizens Perception Report on the quality of governance in the country. And finally, Naresh Brother Incorporated caught for stealing current. All right, Naresh Brothers Incorporated caught for stealing current. And that's the last story. Let's run to the back page of the Inquirer newspaper. I seen this kid. Ooh, Joel Cosa needs US $35,000 for liver treatment abroad. Oh my God, you see the kid belly is enlarged, yeah. Oh man. You know, this kind of thing that can happen to the people that ain't get money. I'm telling you. Kind of little boy, $35,000. Where he gonna get this money? So it's a SOS call, you know. Esther is a SOS call to save the life of this young boy, Joel Acosta, $35,000 for liver treatment abroad. He's a Liberian and he's one of our future leaders. So if anybody have the capacity to handle this responsibility for him, please don't hesitate. Just reach out to the family, because you can get a copy of the Inquirer newspaper and you will get to know the detail, the contact numbers, everything out there. All right, let's take our last story. ECOWAS holds extraordinary summit tomorrow on Guinea crisis. An extraordinary summit of the authority of heads of state and government of the ECOWAS is scheduled to be held on Thursday, September 9 in Accra, Ghana. The summit is to review the security and political crisis in Guinea and adopt a common approach and strategy in regional bodies intervention. Meanwhile, President George Weah, who is expected to be in attendance, has mandated the Joint Security Forces of Liberia to increase their vigilance and visibility along the border with Guinea as the situation remains fluid. All right, so that's it. Let's leave the Inquirer newspaper and jump to the authoritative Heritage newspaper. And let's get to it. On the front page, as Blanca faces comments in CPP primary December, political showdown imminent. And we'll see the two Alexander Cummins and Joseph Blanca. They are, yeah. And another story here says in Senate Secretary Singbe and others' economic sabotage case, why the indictment was thrown out. Why was it thrown out? All right, so that's it. Health Minister urges women in Cape Mount to take COVID-19 vaccine. All right, youth group launches data enumeration. 40 Liberian midwives to get refresher training. And Senator Setoma cautions Mano or to respect concession agreement. And another story says Grand Jita Superintendent calls on land disputing parties to be calm. And finally, award-winning educators celebrated for their work. And that's all we can take from the Heritage front page. Let's run now to the back page. Man 20 arrested for allegedly killing his mother. What kind of thing is it? Your mom? The woman that bear your pains for 9 months. Some mothers went 10. Some mothers went 1 year with pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man 20 arrested for allegedly killing his mother. Police in Pokpa District, Grand Cape. Look at the kind of place that thing happened. We're gonna play the called Pokpa District in Grand Cape County. All gonna need name like Bureau too. Yeah. Have arrested a 20-year-old man who allegedly murdered his mother. The man, identified as Lahi Kane, allegedly gruesomely murdered his mother on Sunday, September 5, on their farm in Guase town in Pokpa District. According to a report, prior to committing the act, Lai reportedly asked his 60-year-old mother to prepare food for him because he was hungry. After his mother prepared the food, he was given his share, but while eating, Kana complained of chewing sand and said it was evident that his mother wanted to kill him. Look at that. I'll leave it there. Hard work and determination always pay off. Chief patron of sports extols Lone Star after victory over the Central African Republic. And finally, Naresh Brother Incorporated nabbed for power theft board. All right, you grab a copy of the authoritative Heritage newspaper, and let me jump to the newspaper. The newspaper is right before me, and Senate to budget 725,000 for national team. The Liberian Senate has pledged to allocate US 725,000 in the special budget for the national team for preparation toward the World Cup qualifier games. A press release from the Senate Bureau quotes pro tempore Albert Beatier as saying the allocation of the amount is one of the major steps in helping the national team to fully prepare for the World Cup qualifiers. And that's all. The editorial says, hailing President Weah for 14 military hospital. And this editorial been running now for days. Okay, so that's good. Dr. Cancel storms Kakata, dishes out 2 million to widows and others. And another story here says Liberia on high alert following coup in Guinea. Okay, we've already brought you that story. So let's run to the back page of the newspaper. MFD, that's MFDP, the Ministry of Finance Development Planning, launches DBDP, Technical and Training Room. The Ministry of Finance Development Planning, the Ministry of Finance Development Planning and Development Technical and Planning through the Training Room at the Department of Budget had the Ministry officially launched the Department of Budget. Speaking at the official launch of the DBDP training room on Tuesday, Deputy Minister for Budget and Development Planning, Tanen G. Bromson, urged staff for MFDP, especially the Department of Budget and Development Planning, to see the training room as a learning environment that staff can learn from each other. And President Weah lifts LIS Deputy Commissioner suspension, appoints soiree. Okay, we see Abigail Wisse, all right, who was suspended by the president with immediate effect. We've been told that her suspension has been lifted by the Commander in Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia. The president, Dr. George M. Weah, has with immediate effect lifted the suspension of Deputy Commissioner for Operations at the Liberia Immigration Service, Abigail Wisse. All right, this story is on page 8. Let's get a few lines of it. Abigail Wisse, and let me get to page 8. Okay, I'm already there. And it says the Deputy Commissioner for Operations was suspended for administrative reasons. President Weah warned Commissioner Wisse and others officials of government to adhere to all special operating procedures within their entities. Meanwhile, President Dr. George Manuel Weah has appointed Solomani M. Soare as Bond County's Assistant Superintendent for Development. And so that's it. All right. Let's see what we can take a few more stories. Award-winning educator celebrated for work in teaching of early grade reading. And another one says selective influence of RPD blame for hike in prices of food items. And we see the photograph of the Minister of Commerce, Marwan Deeks. Although the Minister of Commerce and Industry, Marwan Deeks, recently clarified that there is sufficient frozen food on the Liberian market, a tour of several markets in Monrovia and its environs by this paper suggests that the prices of frozen food on the market have doubled. Minister Deeks made the clarification when she addressed a well-attended news conference at the ministerial complex in Congo Town, Assau, Monrovia, regarding reports that there is insufficient rice, Liberia's staple food, on the market. Contrary to the report, the Commerce and Industry Minister also clarified that there is sufficient rice at various points of sale. But anyway, let's leave it there and take our final story. 2 men discovered dead in Grand Bassa and several arrested. That's the last story on the back page of the newspaper. Let me take you to my last before Esther comes in. She is already seated in Studio B. The Independent Inquirer is our next presentation. Emmanuel Sunday wins DDC chairmanship. And we are calls for the immediate release of President Kundi. LRA Customs launch a new electronic portal. And unlawful tenure extension, says Menepake Dumoy. All right. We see the 4 heads of the 4 collaborating political parties and the defeated candidate in the December 2020 election, Menepake Dumoy. They are all photographed here on the front page of the Independent Inquirer newspaper. Let me run a few lines of that story. Okay, let me see what the story is, and then I can run a few lines. All right. Let's get to it. It says, according to Mr. Demoy yesterday, let's take the story from here. The unlawful extension of Senator Yumli Kanga Lawrence's tenure must not stand, says Mr. Demoy, an executive of the collaborating political parties. According to Mr. Demoy yesterday, it was announced by Senator Yumli Lawrence on her Facebook page that, amongst other things, her tenure had been extended at a meeting of the 4 political leaders. I and many others within the CPP see this as illegal, unacceptable, and a dangerous precedent to set, Mr. Dumoy added in strong words. He noted that the framework agreement that governs the affairs of the 4 parties electoral alliance clearly sets out how decisions are made within the collaboration. There is no forum in CPP called political leaders meeting. Instead, we have a National Assembly, National Executive Committee, Advisory Council, etc. None of the former decision making forums were utilized, and as such, the decision cannot stand, the more you pointed out. And let's leave it there and take more stories. Let's get to another one. NEC ready for by elections. Issue rates to five magistrates. I want to say kudos to the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning for making sure funds are available for the by elections.
Mhm.
And this one says Guinea coup leader to form new government in weeks. And we see the photograph of Colonel Mamadi Domboye, Domboya right here. So the back page of the Independent Inquirer newspaper, prominent Sanoyan urges government to intervene in Sino and River's land dispute. And we see a scene from the land dispute, and the prominent Sanoyan this year, Mr. Nyeswa. A boundary disputes continue between River's and Sino counties. A prominent of Sino, Jiple Nyeswa, is calling for the quick intervention of government in order to avoid chaos and division between the two counties. And MFDP launches DBDP Technical and Training Room. And we'll see the Deputy Minister Tane G. Brownson is right here on the back page of the Independent newspaper. Finally, Dr. Carcel Storms Kakata give 2 million Liberian dollars for widows and teachers, marketers, and youth empowerment. And that's all I can take from my end. Let's now go to Esther Daku to bring us the continuation of the dailies. Esther?
Of course, we will start up with the Women Voices newspaper this morning. The banner headline says, the government gives conflicting prices for rice. Let's take a few lines from here. This is a first story. It says, amid hike in the price of the country's staple food, rice, the government of Liberia has released conflicting prices for the commodity on the local market. This full has the completion of this story. Let's run you there quickly to bring you more lines from that story. It says, at a well-attended press conference last Saturday, Commerce and Industry Minister Marwin G. Dix announced that the wholesale price of rice in the country remains at 13 United States dollars. But minutes after Minister Dix's announcement, the institution charged with responsibility to officially speak for the government of Liberia, the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, released a statement quoting the retail price of a 25 kg bag of rice at US 13.50 United States dollars. Commerce Minister Dees earlier disclosed that within the coming days, government will be announcing what the maximum price will be on a bag of rice and on a cup of rice. But the MICAD statement noted that a 25 kg bag of rice approved retail price is 13.50 the maker released a statement which was captioned, "We are coming after you, and you won't politicize our rice business," quoted Commerce Minister Dix as refuting rumors of shortage of rice in the country, indicating that the attention of the Ministry of Commerce and the industry has immediately been drawn to increasing speculations pointing to shortage of Liberian staple food rice when the country's current rice inventory shows that such speculations are far from the reality. Mika said based on the current inventory, there are in the country 40,000 metric tons of rice, accounting for 1.6 million bags of rice in the 25 kg category. And of course, we will stop you right there and look at more stories. This one says mother's killer arrested in Grand Cape Mount County. We have brought you that story recently. And of course, this one at the back page of the Women Voices newspaper says we are ordered security forces to ensure vigilance over Guineans crisis. And of course, more stories help Minister Wolves Cape Mount women to get vaccinated. Health Minister Wolves Cape Mount women to get vaccinated. Liberia's Minister of Health, Dr. Wilhelmina Jala, is encouraging more women in Grand Cape County to come out and take the vaccine. Speaking at the St. J Health Center on September 2nd, where she attended the launch of the second phase of the COVID-19 vaccine, Dr. Jala said since the launch of the vaccine in the country, more men have been vaccinated than women. According to Dr. Jala, COVID 19 is a virus that does not discriminate against any gender, adding that it is that it strikes members of both genders, so everyone should ensure that they are fully vaccinated. One thing we have noticed is that more men have taken the vaccine than women. So far, 70% men and 30% women have been vaccinated, the health minister said. And of course, more stories from the back page. Dr. Cassell Storms Kakata donates Liberian dollars 2 million for widows, teachers, marketers, youth empowerment. And of course, these are all of what we can take from the Women Voices newspaper. Let's look up the analyst. I will be a different leader, Cummings promises as he tours new party headquarters. Well, this is on page 4. Let's quickly bring you some lines from it. Let's hear what went on. As the clock treks closer to the day for Liberia's biggest opposition bloc to showcase to the public who will lead them as standard bearer on the ticket of the collaborating political parties, the Alternative National Congress political leader Alexander Cummings is leaving no stones unturned to convince the populace that he is the right man for the job, the one who can dethrone the We Are Hugh Hagmanin, making his case Monday when he toured the NC new headquarters on the old road at VP Road Junction following the interaction meeting with CPP leader at Iluka Shading, Mr. Cummings, who is expected to go against former Vice President Joseph Newman Boakai in the pending CPP primary processes, has urged the Liberian people to remain focused and be assured that under his watch, governance will be different and better. You deserve a better Liberia, and I promise you it is possible. Change starts from the top, and as your leader, we must set the examples and do things differently, Mr. Cummings stated, speaking to a cross section of residents of the old rural community who had trooped to see the new ANC headquarters. Mr. Cummings, who was joined by the ANC National Chairman, Senator Daniel F. Nanten, and other executives of the ANC, assures supporters and community dwellers who came out to greet and welcome them of his excitement. The Liberians are happy to get involved with the party activities. And as well, we will stop here and look at more stories from the back page of the analyst. ECOWAS Parliament condemns Guinea coup, demands immediate democratic order restoration. And CDC US elects first female Chairman Duopu vows to ensure we are re-election. And more stories for the back page. Dr. Cassiel gives LD 2 million for community empowerment for widows, teachers, marketers, youth benefits in Kakata. And then finally for the back page, MFDP launches DBDP technical training room. And of course, you can grab a copy to also read that story from the analyst newspaper. Let's look up the in profile. Qualcomm exposes government officials claims brutal murder of innocent virgins. Well, this story is on page 10. Let's look up page 10 quickly and bring you some lines from that story. It says Ellen Corcoran, former managing director of the Liberia Airport Authority, has disclosed that several government officials, many of whom she claimed have made human sacrifices, including brutal murders of innocent virgins, just to ascend to power. Madam Corcoran made the revelation when she spoke via mobile phone on Prime FM from the United States last week, disclosing how she had to make sheep sacrifice for her escape from Liberia. Kukum should have been prosecuted for economic sabotage, theft of property, criminal conspiracy, and misapplication of entrusted property in Liberia. The former RRA managing director ordered reveal how she had to spend over 17,000 United States dollars through a form on war law identified as Ofori died for the position she called a witch doctor to allow her escape justice. She said after performing these sacrifices, she was able to leave Liberia with ease. Madam Kogan said this time she is requesting another help from the witch doctor to escape another justice in the United States, where she has been sentenced to 30 years for PPP fraud, that's loan fraud. But this time, the witch doctor is instead requesting a human sacrifice of 4 virgins or provide 77 work cows for the case to be a downturn in her favor after providing the items being requested for by the witch doctor. According to her, the witch doctor, who is in Monrovia, has performed rituals on behalf of several government officials. Many of them have made human sacrifices, including brutal murder of innocent virgins, just to ascend to power. Noting, I told him I am not ready for any human sacrifice, but rather prepare to pay the money which I did for the problem which I am in will pass over. Ellen Crocombe speaking further bragged. And of course, that's where the story stops. We will look at more stories from the front page of the Profile Daily. UN envoy calls for same-sex marriage in Liberia. That is a question, and the story is on page 10. Let's look at it quickly. It says the European Union representative in Liberia, Laura De La Hosi, has called on Liberian authorities to take immediate action to issue an executive order banning female genital mutilation and other harmful traditional practices, while at the same time call on for same-sex marriage in the country. Speaking at the Human Rights Forum, the EU envoy asked the government to relax laws that he said suppress evil liberties such as a ban on same-sex marriage. He said the Penal Code of Liberia continue to criminalize consensual sexual relationships by same-sex couples, something he urged violates international laws protecting the social rights of LGBT individuals. There has been no reaction from the Liberian authorities, but sodomy is a crime under the law in the country. Governments coming to power in Liberia have always avoided tackling deep rooted traditional practices such as the female genital mutilation for fear of getting into confrontation with rural populations involved in these practices, such as okay, that's where the story stops. You can follow up on www.theindependentprobe.com. And of course, that's where we stop you on that story. Let's look at more stories on the front page of the Profile Daily newspaper. Court dismisses multiple charges against Singway and others. And from the back page of the Profile Daily newspaper, vigilance at Liberia gaining borders mandated. LLA gives travel certificates holders exclusive rights. The Liberian Land Authority, through its corporate service session, has completed a survey and presentation of these for several tribal certificates, lands situated in the Asalomitai concession area in Nema County. The corporate service session of the LLA is responsible to verify and survey government land as well as tribal certificates and land mostly operated owned by concession companies across Liberia. Page 10 has a completion of this story. Let's look up page 10 quickly and take more lines from it. It says the session also have oversight on private customary, concessionary and public lands and at the same time issues these for each category of land mentioned when legally verified and surveyed. Speaking to journalists at the climax of the program in Bakpa Nima County, the assistant director of the corporate service session at the LLA, Benjamin Massaquoi, said the exercise is intended to give travel certificates holders exclusive rights over their land on which Asalamita is operating. The LLA assistant for corporate service session revealed that Asalamita and the locals at the beginning of the project signed an MOU where the company agreed to underwrite the cost of the survey and in the future deduct said money the set amount from the communities involved as indicated in the Memorandum of Understanding. We will stop it right there and look at more stories. 20 years old man arrested for allegedly killing his mother. And finally, for the back page, we have one attend UN General Assembly. It is a question, and this is on page 9. Page 9 has this story. Let's look up it quick. It says impeccable source from the executive mansion have told cable TV that the Weah administration has reached a final decision that President George Weah would not travel to attend the UN General Assembly in New York. The 76th session of the UN General Assembly, UNGAD 76, is expected to open on Tuesday, 14 September 2021. The first day of the high-level general debate will be Tuesday, 21st September 2021 until the final decision was reached on the matter. Cabinet members were heavily divided over whether President Weah should travel and be in person at the UN General Assembly or participate through a virtual appearance. Cable TV, including the Front Page Africa newspaper, earlier reported that Minister Kimia managed to convince the president not to make a physical appearance at the on ground, that he has received report from New York that world leaders were being advised to make a pre-recorded presentation and make a visual appearance, but Minister McGill and other ministers were strongly opposed to the idea and insisted that the president attend in person. According to reports, the foreign minister is cleverly using such circumstances to buy more time and stay occupied the most senior cabinet position because he is legally incapacitated to travel to the United States. Little over a year, Ambassador Kimia, the then head of Liberia's permanent mission to the United States, was accused of sexual harassment days after he was named foreign minister designate by President George Weah. The Liberian Senate trashed out the allegation and subsequently confirmed the foreign minister, but multiple sources from the United States has revealed that the foreign minister has a penny sealed indictment awaiting him any day the foreign minister arrived in the United States. One seasoned diplomat who begged for anonymity told cable TV that President Weah should not make the same mistake former President Taylor made after the 1997 elections, according to the diplomat. Then President Charles G. Taylor, cabinet ministers, and supporters were similarly divided on Taylor's attending the UN General Assembly in 1998. Some of his supporters, well, a completion is on page 7. You can quickly run there for a completion. And that's all we can take from the Profile Daily newspaper. Let's look up our final paper for today, and that is the Hot Pepper newspaper. It says impunity rules as juntas take over in Mali, Chad, Guinea. And of course, in the editorial, President George Weah reburns with Baraki sellers, CNN. As Dr. Cassiel Storms Kakata gives LD 2 million for widows, teachers, marketers, and youth empowerment. For the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper, President Weah appoints Soiree lifts Liz Deputy Commissioner suspension. And of course, you can grab a copy to read that. As part of the International Literacy Day activities, USA Liberia honors 15 outstanding reading teachers. And as good, we'll take just few lines from it. In observance of the International Literacy Day 2021, the USA Liberia activity in collaboration with the Ministry of Education has organized a series of activities leading up to the day, which falls. The study has a completion. Let's just take few lines from it quickly and run to more stories. We have page 3 right here. But I bet we have to keep flipping through the paper to get to that story. And let's quickly flip through. Where do we have this story? Well, I bet we don't have much time here today. So Let's just run up to our next story here at the back page. It says SOS call for a 29-year-old woman. The family of a 29-year-old Liberian woman, Yama Koli, has called on the government, humanitarian groups, and individuals of goodwill in the country to assist their 29-year-old daughter with funding. Koli is suffering from liver complications and other health issues. Koli is a 2018 graduate of the Monrovia Vocational Training Center, where she studied heavy-duty mechanics, and is also a graduate of the Booker Washington Institute, who was later assigned at the LPRC for work. Upon her LPRC assignment, she fell sick in 2019. She was diagnosed with complications of the liver and other health issues. Patient has a completion of that. You can also grab a copy to complete, and that's the hot pepper newspaper. You can grab a copy for each of them for $40 Liberian.
Okay, so that's it. We now go and take our break, and then when we come back, we join Gauss in the USA, and together we will give our own analysis with respect to stories brought to you this morning on the program from the Print News right here on Freedom FM 87.9. So let's take our break, and then we'll be right back.
Are you in search of a place you can get quality petroleum products? Well, I got news for you. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated is the company to meet all your petroleum needs. We are one of Liberia's leading importers and distributor of petroleum products on the Liberian market. We are fully capacitated to deliver your petroleum and diesel products anywhere in Liberia. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated, we do rental of dump trucks, tanker trucks, heavy equipment, D8, front loader, excavator. Our clearing and forwarding agency is fast, reliable, and can deliver your goods on time. Mayoba and Sons have improved the quality of reconstituted distributions and importation by financial institutions empowerment. Our head offices are located at the Gammasville Town Hall Junction on Barnesville Road and Freeport Sigma Compound on the Bourgeois Island. For more information, call us on cell numbers 0886 512 379, 0777 512 379, or 0777 255 or email us mayoba, mayoubahs @yahoo.com, or visit our website www.mayobaliberia.com. Our mission is to keep petroleum on the Liberian market stable, effective, and efficient. Our vision is that our presence be felt in the 15 counties with outstanding commitment. Mayoba and Sons, Liberia's pride.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of crop beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, so go 20 pop. Put in toto ichiki. Be that living sense in her. What happened? Mama, you still do other air? No, let's still
Chairman, we are only down face.
For what's a blood?
What tablet man, piece, what tablet, piece. No, stop it. You can't do that. Are you a boy human being? Let me know that Rosafi. Let me know that Rosafi. You tell human being you're a boy human being. Let's stop the kind of thing. If we catch criminal or somebody commit crime in our community or whatsoever, take that to the law or carry that to the nearby police station and report that to the police. Let the police themselves investigate and find out whether he right or wrong. Yesterday, I was coming from Keba. A brother walk on truck. I said, they said the truck hit the motorball ball. All the motorball men plus the keke men get down. They said they want point the driver in the truck. It's wrong. Let's stop more violence. Maybe the accuser or somebody that you feel are criminal, they may not be criminal. But when you take that to the police station, based upon the police who investigation, they will tell you that they made that criminal or not. Please, my people.
Who are you?
You policeman.
Why you moppy?
Yeah, come here. Yes, you're all right. As I was saying, yeah, let's stop that kind of thing. Take it to the law. You not get one right under the law, nobody right until the law can say you are right or wrong. Please, I beg you, my people.
Who say you?
If I say who tell you,
So say who?
so say oh man, same Zion, the man who get crime stopper. He the one say I'm gonna tell you, nobody must take the law in their hand. Don't say they say in your mouth say oh man, same Zion say don't take the law in your hand. You have to come away. You want it was you who will be the first now to come attack me.
Yeah, not true, yeah. I ain't there.
Yeah, I feel you. Do. Hey, all the time there. Oh man, same Zion, let me get that Jesus for you.
Okay, folks, welcome back to the program from the pre-news. Let's go to Gus now in the USA. Gus, let's hear from you.
Hey, Wendell. Thank you. It's the same stories. I think the story that catch my ear the most has to do with the president's decision to not go to the UNGA. First of all, besides anything else, I think it's a good decision. I don't think today where we're going to those things, I don't know how much we're getting out of it. You know what I'm saying? Especially during COVID and all of that. I think the president's decision, if it's true, to stay, because I don't think we've gotten an official statement yet, which sometimes is sad that it takes so long. But I think it's a good thing that the president stays and attend to the people's issue in Liberia right now, you know. And when things settle down, then we can all start doing travels. But some of these people just want travel because they get free per diems and whatnot. You know, we don't need to travel. The president can stay right there and keep doing what he's doing and doing the people's business. The cost of travel is something that the president can use to take care of another hospital or some other activity in the Monrovia belt or Liberia as in general. So I truly believe it was a good move, and I think the administration is doing well to actually stay there. So, I mean, most of the other stories are almost the same. The corruption, we still hear it. It's not going anywhere until somebody pays some serious fine, like put them in jail for however amount of time, seize all their properties. But until then, I mean, Liberia will remain what it is. You know, our people will keep dying because of this what Ellen Johnson called it vampire. She called it what else? She called it a bunch of stuff. I'm still waiting for President We have to give it a name too. You know. So, all right. But that's about what I think. I think that's the topic that I would say maybe discuss a little bit the value in not going and just I don't know. Maybe I must have missed another topic that came up earlier that I missed. So that's all I gotta say.
All right, guys. I think I listened to the information minister the other day. He called on our sister program in the morning, and he said that the United Nations wrote all of the embassies that some president wouldn't be in attendance due to the ongoing COVID pandemic. So it's going to be a virtual session where you will sit in your country and then you do like what we're doing now. All right. So that was exactly what the minister said, and they were trying to attribute it to the alleged, sexual harassment issue with the foreign minister. And he said that was not to his knowledge, but what he told the audience that the United Nations wrote various embassies that some president wouldn't be in attendance due to the COVID pandemic. So that's the information I can count on for now. Mm.
Yeah,
So
and if that's the case, even if that's the case, okay,
mhm,
the president trip has nothing to do with the minister. The minister, the president don't have to take the minister on a trip. You know what I'm saying? If that's what it
mhm,
is, and if that's truly what it is, the president also is making mistake by keeping the minister this long. If the minister got something that big on top of his head, that stuff should be handled. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm.
that should be a priority case where the minister should handle that and make sure that, I mean, you can't have foreign dignitaries that have certain things like that hanging around them, and it become an impediment to how we function as a state, because the state is bigger than individuals. So
Yeah.
if that's one of the cases, we need to definitely take care of that. But I truly believe traveling right now does not serve us any good. As you can see, today everybody's complaining about the president hiring of sellers and people to help the government, you know, get a mouthpiece. And I continue to say that was one of our biggest problems when CDC came in power. Instead of people just shutting up and trying to work diplomatically, everybody wants to act like they just arrived, you know, and that's where you get in more trouble, and that's why now you have to pay more money to get people to do some of the things that needed to be done when we came in during those days, But it's never too late, and I think the president and the team, every government in this world has to pay for lobbyists. That's just the
Exactly.
way it goes. It takes
And
money to make money, you know.
yeah. Yeah, and Wendell, one of the thing I was looking at is I think the foreign minister and the minister of state should settle their issue because
Mhm,
we are noticing that they are surfacing in the paper every time with conflicting views. Like the foreign minister was saying he doesn't want the president. That was one of maybe he was recommending to the president not to go for the UN General Assembly, while the finance minister and the minister of state are saying he should rather go for it. So, I think they should
But
settle the issue and, stop
mhm.
giving us conflicting view because they all work for the
Exactly.
government.
Exactly.
They
Most
should not be coming
especially
up.
but
the.
that's the
Go ahead, Gus.
right.
Let's give you the
But
time.
that's
Go ahead.
that's one of the biggest problem we're having.
Mhm.
The greed and the notion that everybody has to have the president here. This is a foreign matter. What does if McGill has anything to do with a foreign matter? That is not even his role. His role is to make sure people that are in the country have ears to the president. Okay, you
Mm.
hire Kimian to do these things because Kimian role is to deal with foreign diplomacy. In
Yeah.
country is Mr.
External
Yes,
issues. Mm.
yes. In country is Mr. McGill. But once again, all these guys want to act like they're the president's favorite friend and this and that. And we're not doing the government, the president, the party well by all of these things.
Mhm.
Look, the president ultimately makes the decision. He asks your opinion just professionally or just for courtesy and respect for you. It's like when they'll call you and say, hey, my man, what do you think I should do? You know, it's
Mhm.
not because I, Gus Coleman, would not make the decision, because I truly get affected by the decision. I'm asking your opinion. That's all it is. But these guys want to continue to run the president, and, and this is why we are here in the first place. What do we get out of the president going to the UN Assembly with 30 delegates so they can come and see all their girlfriend there and pay their children school fee there? Is that what it is? Because that's all I can think of. They all come here, they don't accomplish nothing. Okay? They follow the president, they just can't Pape Paku, you strong. Come on, man. The president decide what he wants to do through your input. That's it.
and
Then
and
y'all
and
start fighting too damn much.
and in addition to what Gus is saying, when the president take people on a trip, like he's leaving, he's taking the post and telecommunications minister, he's taking he wants all of these ministers to get in contact with their counterparts, so to uh, talk to them and tell them what your country is lacking, what help they give to your country, and what help can you give in return. That's how government work. But some of them, when they go on trips, I mean, they just on their private thing,
Right.
so they don't even go and advocate for good things to come back to their country. So I think God struck a very important point. And tomorrow we're going to be we're going to be giving you our position on the issues surrounding the Solicitor General Serena Cephas and Ellen Cochran. You cannot have somebody who is the prosecuting arm
Oh,
of government and saving a fugitive, giving telling the fugitive that we have to do XYZ. As a matter of fact, he went to the extent of dropping charges against Ellen Cochran.
right.
And I mean, it's damaging for our country. It's
But Wendell,
damaging for our country. Yeah, Gus.
I tell you what, they're making big mistake. Here's the thing, Cochran. You see what she was talking about, the ritualistic stuff.
Hmm.
Ellen Cochran has so many immunity, right? Being a military officer. Okay, the fact that you did not convict her, she's already cleared. She will lay into all of them because there's one thing she has. She does not need to come back to Liberia. She
Yeah.
can go and lay into every single one, and I hope she does. I hope she tells how she got her indictment got dropped. You know, maybe the president can look at some of those and say, you know what, you guys aren't doing me well. So, but thank you.
So that's
We'll
it.
have to find
Tomorrow we're going to
out.
be looking at that seriously, because Esther and we're going to be giving you our position. As a matter of fact, we're going to be recommending to the president to take some decision with respect to the Solicitor General, because he's the prosecuting arm of government. You cannot be in that position and at the same time you are aiding and abetting people who are supposed to be prosecuted.
Right.
You getting my point, right? So we're going to be talking about it tomorrow. And we also watching closely the reinstatement of Dwana Kamara, the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, because the president suspended the controller and the managing director. But we've been told that the managing director has been reinstated. And so, what becomes of the controller? Because they were both linked to the same alleged crime.
Yep.
And so he was vindicated. So, what is the position now of those anti-graft institutions with respect to Sensi? So, we're going to be also looking at it, and we're going to be talking about it, because, sometimes some of you will listen to us and say, look, it is not our business to talk these things. Who told you that? We all fighting for one goal as a country. I'm not fighting for myself. I'm fighting for Liberia. All right. What we do here, we wake up in the morning to come and sit on this radio. It is because we want our country to get better.
Of course.
And if some of you who are on board, you're not doing the right thing, we'll have you exposed. So we are closely monitoring the happenings at the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation. And trust me, it's going to be serious internal wrangling at that institution.
Right.
I'm telling you, trust me, you will hear noise from LWSC. Because as we speak now, the managing director and the deputy, they're in Wahala. You know it. They are in Wahala right now. We're getting information from there. They are in Wahala. So we are still closely monitoring that. Well, let's take few calls this morning. Let's get your views on some of our talking points this morning. And like we said, we're not going to talk about it today, but tomorrow we'll come and talk about our position This platform will tell you their position uh, about the Solicitor General Serena Simas. All right, we'll be talking about it tomorrow. That audio tape that got leaked. We're going to be talking about it because it is damaging for us as a country when you have the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia. No wonder why people have been recommending the removal of the Minister of Justice. You know, you've been listening to the cry of people that the Minister of Justice is not in the interest of this government and he should be voted out of the system. And now we're hearing now the Solicitor General of all persons, the prosecuting arm of government, is aiding and abetting a fugitive. As a matter of fact, he went to the extent of dropping charges against Ellen Cochran, knowing the fact that he has something under his sleeves. So we'll be talking about it. But let's hear from you this morning. The news Esther read concerning the president trip to the United States to address the UN General Assembly. We've been told that I personally listened to the Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. He said that the United Nations, through all of the embassies, were written that leaders from some countries wouldn't form part of it. It's just going to be a virtual, thing that they would do. So that is the position of the minister, and he speaks on behalf of the government. All right. So we have 0776-104-104, 086-500-104. Call us and be a part of the program from the pre-news. We don't have much time to be here. We just got a few more minutes to share together. So if you're there, you want to join the conversation, you can dial those numbers 0776 104 104 086 500 104. Let's take this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Wendell.
Yeah, good afternoon and welcome to the show. You tell us your name and where you join us from.
My name is O'Hara Tia. I join you from Locking Town.
All right, my brother, you have a minute to make your point. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I took interest in the issue between the foreign affairs minister and the minister of state. You know, if those guys know that their term of reference, they will respect each other. And then the minister of state will know that the foreign affairs minister is the dean of cabinet, regardless of him being the chief of staff of the president office. That the foreign affairs minister supervises in international issues relating to the government. And when it comes to issues relating to the home base, the minister of state, has the supervisory rule. So let us stop there.
Hello, caller, are you there? Your line is kind of distorted, so let's take another call from this end. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello.
Caller, are you there?
It seems this caller is not ready. So call us on 0776 104 104 086 500 104 and let's talk Liberia. This person. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, probably the caller is up to something else, and so we stay here anticipating your calls. Let's talk Liberia. We are discussing this internal wrangling thing involving the Minister of State and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Maxwell Sakimia and Nathaniel Fallow McGill. Some of these news are very disturbing for the government and the people of this country, most especially, at that high level of government, the Minister of State, in that small position there, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, he handles all external issues for the country or for government. So anything that outside the Minister of Foreign Affairs responsibility,
I bet they know their responsibilities. They just want to cause
So
problem.
let's take that caller. Hello?
Yeah, are you getting me now?
Yeah, you went off the line, so it's good you are back.
Yeah. So as I was saying, they should know their role as ministers. They should work according to that TUR. The internal ranking will not help the president. It will not help his working, and it will give his opponent chance to just criticize him.
Okay.
If the internal affairs minister, the foreign affairs minister has any guy in the state that will hamper his presence there, it is in a purview of the president to judge him, not the state minister or anyone. So let the people do their way and stop embarrassing us as supporters of government. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I think that's a salient point made by the caller. You know, they should know their term of reference. You minister, you have your responsibility. You, this minister, this is your responsibility. Don't do my work. I will not do your work. Don't interfere. You know, they need to coordinate. They need to coexist because they are all pushing one agenda. But you cannot have somebody doing different thing and the person on the other side doing different thing. It does not represent the good governance that we all want to see in this country. So this person, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is 800 G from Rivertown. And
Go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah, I just got a station, but what I want to say, look, there is too much of problem coming to us. Let the president take action on the foreign ministry issue. But it's getting too much. Every day people calling, talking about the government. It's hurting some of us. We are so supportive of the government. We don't want to lose our vote. 2023, I beg you, you tell the president, then you go into the case. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution, Omen. And, you know, we can't do the president's job. We can only recommend to the president. That's what we can do. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Wendell.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, this is Martin C. calling from Sarah Thompson, member of the sporting unit from Lababi Doko Shop.
Go ahead.
Okay, Wendell, what I want to say to my president, we need to take action on the two people. Everybody get a job to do. We agree the foreign minister, he got his job, but what making you to not go to America, we want to know these things because things are going rampant. And we hear in the corner that you were taken with somebody in America that what they go to America the last time we heard it on the same platform. And when we put it out for our culture, people every time. President will call the two people and say, or call the foreign minister and ask him when you can go to America, let him tell the president, or tell the people, let get it understanding from him. So we can't be in darkness. Our foreign affairs, they will not know what's going on in our ministry.
Okay.
That's what I want to say on the show, yes.
All right, Sisi, thank you. Thank you for your contribution.
All right.
Let me take this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Neme.
Yeah, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon to
Good afternoon.
Go ahead.
Mr. Neme, for me, I would want everyone to function in a respective field. I think the Ministry of State was appointed by the President to function as the Ministry of State, and the Foreign Minister was appointed at the Foreign Ministry. So for me, I would want the Foreign Minister to play a role as Foreign Minister and the Ministry of State to play a role as the Minister of State. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution on the program from the Print News. And we just got a few more time to be here. And so that's it. Like I was saying, we can do the president work. We can't tell the president, say, sack the person. And, you know, but if the president deems it necessary, he takes a decision because he has the responsibility to hire and fire. Now our work. We can only recommend for this person. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Yeah, this is Joseph Mite calling from Banavero,
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. I would like for the president to send the minister issue in America, he can designate the next person in command, like the deputy minister of administration, to go and represent Liberia, or either
the speaker or the vice president.
Okay.
Then
All
you
right.
can look. Then you can look into the 2-person cases and who wrong. You should put the punishment there.
All right. Thank you. Let's take another caller. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, welcome to the show. What is your name and where you calling from?
I'm Daniel F. James calling from Point 4, Bushel Island.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the issue of the foreign minister and that of the minister of state. You know, when you have two doing men job, they always confuse themselves. That's the problem. So until the person can learn to maybe employ proper, serious-minded people, the government will always be like this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's take another caller. Caller, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Winner.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Orika calling for Jesus Patrick and
You Lozo.
Yeah, Winner, the person that taking care of my parents and the person seriously sick.
The person that what?
The person that's taking care of my children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the person seriously sick.
Oh, wow.
You know, when my husband passed, that they're taking care of my children. Seriously sick. Yeah,
Yes.
that's why I've lost the system. And I feel that I no more respect.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at the issue. You know, we know this job, that person that we are showing our Google. Most of them ministers, they not showing their face as president appointee, but some of them are controlled by the opposition. So let the president shine out and do his work before those people spoil his government. He might not just start there, that, but let them do the work. If the president won't do the work, he got a responsibility to sack the president. But nobody should tell you to sack him. He go by a no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Masisi, thank you. I'll call you after the show. I'll call you after the show.
Okay.
Thank you. Let me take this person. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Go ahead, tell us your name and where you join the conversation from.
Well, I'm Edward Shannon, and I joined this conversation from the Council of Virginia, precisely back settlement.
Okay.
My brother, this foreign minister, Honorable Kamara, for his appointment, and from the time he entered our foreign affairs ministry, there is absolutely no good news that comes from that place about him. Realistically, they are qualified people.
No, but recently,
That's not true.
Recently, he did a lot of great work. You know, the ministry generated a lot of money, and they went beyond their projection. You know, so we need to praise him for that.
All right, no problem. I mean, when he took over, because of the bad news, I've been following him.
Well, the only thing I know about was that sexual harassment allegation.
Yeah, besides the sexual harassment allegation, there was information in the corridor that people were being swapped from one place to another, qualified people and what have you. But the main issue is that the foreign minister, when it comes to the foreign mission out of this country, he is the one responsible, my brother. That when you have someone who has such a bad thing on their integrity, what they have this kind of integrity problem. You know, there are zero errors in this government that they make a state serve. The president needs actually to succeed. They all are operating for him to succeed because he succeed will benefit.
Exactly.
I'm a classroom teacher. If the president succeed, I'm happy. My child will run, my children will go to school.
Sure.
And so if it is a problem, because America is one of the highest donors to this country. If this brother cannot go there, let the president find somewhere for him.
Okay.
I'm not praying that he sack him.
Thank you.
Let me find somewhere for him. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take another caller. Caller, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. What is your name and where you calling from?
This is Peter Grace Life, and I call from Arlington.
You have a minute. Go ahead. All the way there from Addington. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, we from Arlington want to caution the president. If what we're hearing about the 3 Hebrew boys do exist, he have to put the 3 Hebrew boys to where they belong, and then start to.
Who are the 3? Who are the 3 Hebrew boys? You can't mention names.
It is said that Mr. Tuan, you got Nathaniel Mangel, and that of Mr. Kuchi to be the 3 Hebrew boys. We asked the president to be going to some of the ministries to see what's happening there. Not just sacking people or people saying that it might not be the solution to some of these problems.
Okay.
Let's go to some of the agencies and see what really happened there.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Let's take our last caller. Caller, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
You have to raise your voice, my brother. We don't have time.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Darren Maka. I call from Looking Town.
1 minute. Let's hear you quickly. No time.
For my part, I think the Minister of Foreign Affairs is doing well. Even though what is alleged on him having been investigated, that's speculation.
Okay.
Since his excellency the ministry that a lot of things have changed. Issue of passport delay and reduction in passport fees and a lot of things have been going on.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. I think that we just said that, that he's been making some, serious impact since his ascendancy as Minister of Foreign Affairs. He have brought some changes, at the level of the ministry. Let's take this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Brother Wendell, and there's a female sister in the studio there. Good morning, sir.
Morning, oh. Welcome to the show. You are our very last caller.
Thank you. I appreciate that. This is Pastor Emmanuel. I'm calling for Carway.
1 minute, Pastor.
Okay, sir. Wendell, to be a leader is very hard.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not a leader, you will not really understand how difficult it is to be a leader. We should just continue to pray that God will help this president to do the right thing. But the president is a father for all. You got people you listen to. You got your own friends. It's hard to run to run a whole country when this president in prayers. I pray that he will intervene in the situation between Mr. Mangel and the foreign affairs minister, because Mangel is very close to him.
Okay.
He should not only give Mangel all the attention, he should also listen to other ministers around. Then you should also go and listen to those deputies and those people that are working in the ministry. Then you will know how to run the country.
That's why they always have cabinet meetings, So I'm quite sure during that meeting, people put through their grievances. But anyway, Pastor, thanks for calling.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Gus, let's hear from you. We don't have no time.
Y'all, thank you. Have a good day, Liberia.
So, guys, don't forget tomorrow we're going to be discussing the Solicitor General, and we're still getting more information with respect to that audio tape. And so, we're going to be giving out.
Please share it with us so we can. I want to hear more, so I have more to talk about. And I'm doing a little bit of research. You guys have a good day, Esther, Liberia. Adios.
Adios. All right, folks, this is how we conclude today's edition of the program from the Print News, brought to you by Mayuba & Sons Incorporated. We've been your presenters, Esther, Wendell, and Gus Koma. We'll say a pleasant good afternoon to you and keep listening to Freedom 87.9.